Hey, Flo here with another Bible reading. It's been a couple days, so I had to remember how to set up my scenes and stuff. Oh, oops. Been a couple days, so I had to remember how to set up my scenes and stuff. Oh. Okay, I think we're good. I had one of my tabs got unmuted. Let me make sure we're good. I think so. All right. Hey, Alameen. The other thing I need to do is move my chat. I don't want to have a scene for every different content type I do because there'd be too many scenes. So I have this scene called titles, stream title in OBS that I use for every stream, and I just kind of move things around a little bit, but I always forget to do it. So let me fix that real quick. I have to move the title and the starting soon little graphics around depending on where the subject is in the photo, so it's it's annoying, but anyway, so yeah, can't believe this week is almost over already. So I've been doing quite a bit of woodworking. Today was both super hot and thunderstorm, which the thunderstorm I did not see in the forecast at all, so I think they just didn't really call that one until as it was happening. So yeah, I didn't really do anything outside today because of I wasn't really planning on it anyway because it was going to be pretty hot, and then when I saw the thunderstorm, I was like, nope, I don't think so. I was actually going to make it a laundry day today because I'm really way behind on laundry, but I don't have a washing machine and dryer, so I have to do it outside, and because of the rain, I didn't do that, so actually just hung out with Kame mostly this afternoon. He was streaming a game, so I just hung out with them. Anyway, so time to get back into Bible reading. Do a quick prayer and then get going. Dear Lord, thank you for this week and getting me through it. And thank you again for keeping me safe when I was doing the woodworking stuff from any kind of injuries and helping me get stuff done. Pray that you'd help me to continue to be productive and reaching some kind of goals, and help me to be encouraged as well. Pray for everybody else in the stream that might be dropping by. You would be a blessing and encouragement to them in each of their lives. Not connected to this stream necessarily, just they don't need to be here to hear from you. I just want to make that clear. I pray that you would enter into each life and just be working personally in their lives so that they recognize that all good things come from you and that you are their father and that you love and care for them. And as we read the word together, pray that you would make it clear to us, help me to read it well, and just convict my heart and make me more like you each day. In Jesus' name, amen. Sorry, I'm a little bit slow. Not used to sitting at my computer pushing buttons. Every time I do it, I have to teach my brain how to do it again. Should be second nature by now, but it seems that I am not quite as techie as I used to be. I tend to have to relearn things every 3 seconds. Anyway, yeah, so today we're going to be reading 2 Samuel 19 to 21, Psalms 5, 38, 41 to 42, and 1 Corinthians chapter 2. Got a good number of chapters to read. So this might be a little longer stream. I didn't check the verse count, so I don't know if they're long or short chapters, but let's get started. Yeah, it was raining really heavy, not like for a super long time. The thunderstorms that come through in my area tend to be very short-lived and just dump all at once and have a good number of thunders. I'm not usually outside to see the lightning or whatever. It's certainly not that impressive compared to other places. I think like the Midwest or something get some pretty crazy thunderstorms. But the rain, sometimes there's like massive hail, though. We've had like decent size hailstones and things like that. Nothing like that today, just a heavy rain. All right. All right, second Samuel. Starting to say chapter instead of Samuel. 2 Samuel chapter 19. Then it was reported to Joab, "The king is weeping and mourning over Absalom." And that day's victory was turned into mourning for all the people, because on that day they were told, "The king is grieving over his son." So they returned to the city quietly that day, as people steal away in humiliation after fleeing a battle. But the king covered his face and cried out at the top of his voice, "Oh, my son Absalom! Oh, Absalom, my son, my son!" Then Joab went into the house and said to the king, "Today you have disgraced all your servants who have saved your life and the lives of your sons and daughters, of your wives and all your concubines." And of all your concubines. "You love those who hate you and hate those who love you. For you have made it clear today that the commanders and soldiers mean nothing to you. I know today that if Absalom were alive and all of us were dead, it would have pleased you. Now therefore get up, go out and speak comfort to your servants. For I swear by the Lord that if you do not go out, not a man will remain with you tonight. This will be worse for you than all the adversity that has befallen you from your youth until now." So the king got up and sat in the gate, and all the people were told, "Behold, the king is sitting in the gate." So they all came before the king. Meanwhile the Israelites had fled, each man to his home. And all the people throughout the tribes of Israel were arguing, "The king rescued us from the hand of our enemies and delivered us from the hand of the Philistines. But now he has fled the land because of Absalom. But Absalom, the man we anointed over us, has died in the battle. So why do you say nothing about restoring the king?" Then King David sent this message to Zadok and Abiathar the priests. "Say to the elders of Judah, why should you be the last to restore the king to his palace, since the talk of all Israel has reached the king at his quarters? You are my brothers, my own flesh and blood. So why should you be the last to restore the king? And say to Amasa, aren't you my flesh and blood? May God punish me and ever so severely, if from this time you are not the commander of my army in place of Joab." So he swayed the hearts of all the men of Judah, as though they were one man, and they sent word to the king, "Return, you and all your servants." So the king returned, and when he arrived at the Jordan, the men of Judah came to Gilgal to meet him and escort him across the Jordan. Then Shimei, son of Gera, a Benjamite from Bahurim, hurried down with the men of Judah to meet King David, along with 1,000 men of Benjamin, as well as Ziba, the steward of the house of Saul, and his 15 sons and 20 servants. They rushed down to the Jordan before the king and crossed at the ford to carry over the king's household and to do what was good in his sight. When Shimei, son of Gera, crossed the Jordan, he fell face down before the king and said, "My lord, do not hold me guilty, and do not remember your servant's wrongdoing on the day my lord the king left Jerusalem. May the king not take it to heart. For your servant knows that I have sinned, So here I am today as the first of all the house of Joseph to come down to meet my lord the king. But Abishai, son of Zeruiah, said, Shouldn't Shimei be put to death for this, because he cursed the Lord's anointed? And David replied, Sons of Zeruiah, what have I to do with you, that you should be my adversaries today? Should any man be put to death in Israel today? Am I not indeed aware that today I am king over Israel? So the king said to Shimei, You shall not die. And the king swore an oath to him. Then Mephibosheth, Saul's grandson, went down to meet the king. He had not cared for his feet or trimmed his mustache or washed his clothes from the day the king had left until the day he returned safely. And he came from Jerusalem to meet the king, who asked him, Mephibosheth, why did you not go with me? My lord the king, he replied, because I am lame. I said, I will have my donkey saddled so that I may ride on it and go with the king. But my servant Ziba deceived me, and he has slandered your servant to my lord the king. Yet my lord the king is like the angel of God, so do what is good in your eyes. For all the house of my grandfather deserves death from my lord the king, yet you have set your servant among those who eat at your table. What further right, then, do I have to keep appealing to the king? The king replied, Why say any more? I hereby declare that you and Ziba are to divide the land. And Mephibosheth said to the king, Instead, since my lord the king has safely come to his own house, let Ziba take it all. Now Barzillai the Gileadite had come down from Rogelim to cross the Jordan with the king and send him on his way from there. Barzillai was quite old, 80 years of age, and since he was a very wealthy man, he had provided for the king while he stayed in Mahanaim. The king said to Barzillai, Cross over with me, and I will provide for you at my side in Jerusalem. But Barzillai replied, How many years of life remain? How many years of my life remain that I should go up to Jerusalem with the king? I am now 80 years old. Can I discern what is good and what is not? Can your servant taste what he eats or drinks? Can I still hear the voice of singing men and women? Why should your servant be an added burden to my lord the king? Your servant could go with the king only a short distance past the Jordan. Why should the king repay me with such a reward? Please let your servant return, that I may die in my own city near the tomb of my father and mother. But here is your servant Chimham. Let him cross over with my lord the king, and do for him what is good in your sight. The king replied, Chimham will cross over with me, and I will do for him what seems good in your sight, and I will do for you whatever you desire of me. So all the people crossed the Jordan, and then the king crossed over. The king kissed Barzillai and blessed him, and Barzillai returned home. Then the king went on to Gilgal, and Chimham crossed over with him. All the troops of Judah and half the troops of Israel escorted the king. Soon all the men of Israel came to the king and asked, Why did our brothers, the men of Judah, take you away secretly and bring the king and his household across the Jordan, together with all of David's men? And all the men of Judah replied to the men of Israel, We did this because the king is our relative. Why does this anger you? Have we ever eaten at the king's expense or received anything for ourselves? We have 10 shares in the king, answered the men of Israel, so we have more claim to David than you. Why then do you despise us? Were we not the first to speak of restoring our king? But the men of Judah pressed even harder than the men of Israel. In reality, so many people rejected David and betrayed him. Like, it's crazy. It's hard to even imagine so many people going after Absalom and rejecting David when David seemingly didn't do anything wrong. But I guess it was essentially God's punishment on David, so it had to happen because of his sin. So he basically deserved it. But in the story, it doesn't seem like he did anything to deserve the what happened. Like, he didn't do anything terrible to the people of Israel, but again, he sinned, even though he sinned more in a more personal manner toward one or two people, maybe a few more than that. His sin was great, and God doesn't let sin go unpunished, unless, there's obviously circumstances where he forgives people, but oftentimes we pay the consequences of our sin even after God has forgiven us. Nathan, the prophet who confronted David after David repented, he said, God has put away your sin, meaning, like, he's forgiven, but he still bore the consequences of his sin, and that's often the case for us as well. And I think that also speaks to one of the more common times when we have to forgive people ourselves is when we're in some kind of relationship, if they've betrayed our trust. In every case, no matter who sins against us in what manner, we are supposed to forgive people, because if we don't, God is liable to not forgive us. So forgiveness should never be something that we withhold from people, but it doesn't mean that we have to trust people or restore relationships or friendships. Sometimes things that are done to us are great enough that, relationships are severed and people go their own separate ways. But we should also offer love and forgiveness and even restoration in many cases. Like you can see here, David offering full restoration to people who essentially betrayed him, mainly because of their attitude toward him. And it's hard to know, what they were thinking on the inside. Obviously, some of them could have, repented out of desperation, like, oh shoot, Absalom, our hero dude that we were backing, didn't win this battle, so I guess we have to go back to David. I mean, that's that's kind of my cynical thought about the situation, is that they maybe weren't totally sincere, but they knew that they'd be in big trouble if they didn't repent. But even so, those that were humble, David accepted their apology, even though he had the authority to punish them in any way he saw fit. And that shows the strength of David's character and the love that he has for his nation and his people, in spite of their hearts turning against him. But anyway, I think that's also a good model of God's love for us and his willingness to let go of his wrath and judgment when he sees his people repenting and changing their hearts. And we should offer the same kind of thing to people in our lives. So, let's go on to chapter 20. 2 Samuel chapter 20. Now a worthless man named Sheba, son of Bichri, a Benjamite, happened to be there, and he blew the ram's horn and shouted, "We have no share in David, no inheritance in Jesse's son. Every man to his tent, O Israel." So all the men of Israel deserted David to follow Sheba, son of Bichri. But the men of Judah stayed by their king all the way from the Jordan to Jerusalem. When David returned to his palace in Jerusalem, he took the 10 concubines he had left to care for the palace, and he placed them in a house under guard. He provided for them, but he no longer slept with them. They were confined until the day of their death, living as widows. Then the king said to Amasa, "Summon the men of Judah to come to me within 3 days, and be here yourself." So Amasa went to summon Judah, but he took longer than the time allotted him. And David said to Abishai, "Now Sheba the son of Bichri will do us more harm than Absalom. Take your lord's servants and pursue him, or he will find fortified cities and elude us." So Joab's men, along with the Cherethites, the Pelethites, and all the mighty men, marched out of Jerusalem in pursuit of Sheba son of Bichri. And while they were at the great stone in Gibeon, Amasa joined them. Now Joab was dressed in military attire, with a dagger strapped to his belt. And as he stepped forward, he slipped the dagger from its sheath. "Are you well, my brother?" Joab asked Amasa, and with his right hand Joab grabbed Amasa by the beard to kiss him. Amasa was not on guard against the dagger in Joab's hand, and Joab stabbed him in the stomach and spilled out his intestines on the ground. And Joab did not need to strike him again, for Amasa was dead. Then Joab and his brother Abishai pursued Sheba son of Bichri. One of Joab's young men stood near Amasa and said, "Whoever favors Joab and whoever is for David, let him follow Joab." But Amasa wallowed in his blood in the middle of the road, and when the man saw that all the troops were stopping there, he dragged the body off the road into a field and threw a garment over it. As soon as Amasa's body was removed from the road, all the men went on with Joab to pursue Sheba son of Bichri. Sheba passed through all the tribes of Israel to Abel Beth Maachah and through the entire region of the Berites, who gathered together and followed him. And Joab's troops came and besieged Sheba and Abel Beth Maachah and built a siege ramp against the outer rampart of the city, as all the troops with Joab were battering the wall to topple it. A wise woman called out from the city, "Listen, listen, please, tell Joab to come here so that I may speak with him." When he had come near to her, the woman asked, "Are you Joab?" "I am," he replied. "Listen to the words of your servant," she said. "I am listening," he answered. Then the woman said, "Long ago they used to say, 'Seek counsel at Abel,' and that is how disputes were settled. I am among the peaceable and faithful in Israel, but you are trying to destroy a city that is a mother in Israel. Why would you swallow up the Lord's inheritance?" "Far be it," Joab declared, "far be it from me to swallow up or destroy. That is not the case. But a man named Sheba, son of Bichri, from the hill country of Ephraim, has lifted up his hand against the king, against David. Deliver him alone, and I will depart from the city." "Look," the woman replied, "his head will be thrown to you over the wall." Then the woman went to all the people with her wise counsel, and they cut off the head of Sheba son of Bichri and threw it to Joab. So he blew the ram's horn, and his men dispersed from the city, each to his own home. And Joab returned to the king in Jerusalem. Now Joab was over the whole army of Israel. Benaiah son of Jehoiada was over the Cherethites and Pelethites. Adoram was in charge of the forced labor. Jehoshaphat son of Ahilud was the recorder. Sheva was the scribe, Zadok and Abiathar were priests, and Ira the Jairite was David's priest. That's so weird. Like, there's got to be more to the story than what is presented in Scripture, because it seems so random. Like, now a worthless man named Sheba, son of Bichri, like, he must have been somebody that the people respected, because otherwise, like, it just sounds like some random dude on the street that nobody likes because they call him worthless is just randomly says, hey, everybody, let's not follow David. And so everybody just follows him. It's so weird. But yeah, there's obviously more to the story in that he must have had some kind of influence. And I think they're just calling him worthless because basically he proved himself worthless. But probably at the time he had some influence. Hey, Sparkles, worthless is subjective. Yeah, but he proved himself worthless. He definitely was worthless in this sense. But it's just weird that the way that the story writes, it sounds like just this random dude just said to the crowd, like, "Hey, everybody, why are we following David?" And they actually followed him, which is weird. But obviously it doesn't really give much information about who he was. He had some influence of some sort. But yeah, it's obvious that also Israel was not really, they didn't have their heads on straight. They weren't really, as a group, doing the right things in many cases. And then there's a lot of betrayal in the story. Obviously, Joab betrayed Amasa. It doesn't necessarily say, but I think it's probably out of jealousy. David set Amasa over the troops instead of Joab, and Joab was power hungry, so he just betrayed Amasa and killed him for no seemingly no other reason, but he might have had his own personal issues. Who knows? Anyway, let's go on to 2 Samuel chapter 21. During the reign of David, there was a famine for 3 successive years, and David sought the face of the Lord, and the Lord said, "It is because of the blood shed by Saul and his family, because he killed the Gibeonites." At this, David summoned the Gibeonites and spoke to them. Now the Gibeonites were not Israelites, but a remnant of the Amorites. The Israelites had taken an oath concerning them, but in his zeal for Israel and Judah, Saul had sought to kill them. So David asked the Gibeonites, "What shall I do for you? How can I make amends so that you may bless the inheritance of the Lord?" The Gibeonites said to him, "We need no silver or gold from Saul or his house, nor should you put to death anyone in Israel for us." "Whatever you ask, I will do for you," he replied. And they answered the king, "As for the man who consumed us and plotted against us to exterminate us from existing within any border of Israel, let 7 of his male descendants be delivered to us, so that we may hang them before the Lord at Gibeah of Saul, the chosen of the Lord." "I will give them to you," said the king. Now the king spared Mephibosheth, son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, because of the oath before the Lord between David and Jonathan, son of Saul. But the king took Armoni and Mephibosheth, the 2 sons whom Rizpah, daughter of Aiah, had borne to Saul, as well as the 5 sons whom Merab, daughter of Saul, had borne to Adriel, son of Barzillai the Meholathite. And he delivered them into the hands of the Gibeonites, and they hanged them on the hill before the Lord. So all 7 of them fell together. They were put to death in the first days of the harvest, at the beginning of the barley harvest. And Rizpah, the daughter of Aiah, took sackcloth and spread it out for herself on a rock. For from the beginning of the harvest until the rain from heaven poured down on the bodies, she did not allow the birds of the air to rest on them by day, nor the beasts of the field by night. When David was told what Saul's concubine Rizpah, daughter of Aiah, had done, he went and took the bones of Saul and his son Jonathan from the men of Jabesh Gilead, who had stolen them from the public square of Bethshan, where the Philistines had hung the bodies after they had struck down Saul at Gilboa. So David had the bones of Saul and his son Jonathan brought from there, along with the bones of those who had been hanged. And they buried the bones of Saul and his son Jonathan in Zelah in the land of Benjamin, in the tomb of Saul's father Kish. After they had done everything the king had commanded, God answered their prayers for the land. Once again the Philistines waged war against Israel. And David and his servants went down and fought against the Philistines, but David became exhausted. Then Ishbi-Benob, a descendant of Rapha, whose bronze spear weighed 300 shekels, and who was bearing a new sword, resolved to kill David. But Abishai, son of Zeruiah, came to his aid, struck the Philistine, and killed him. Then David's men swore to him, "You must never again go out with us to battle, so that the lamp of Israel may not be extinguished." Some time later, at Gob, there was another battle with the Philistines. At that time, Sibbecai the Hushathite killed Saph, one of the descendants of Rapha. Once again there was a battle with the Philistines at Gob, and Elhanan, son of Jair the Bethlehemite, killed the brother of Goliath the Gittite, the shaft of whose spear was like a weaver's beam. And there was still another battle at Gath, where there was a man of great stature with 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot, 24 in all. He too was descended from Rapha. And when he taunted Israel, Jonathan, the son of David's brother Shimei, killed him. So these 4 descendants of Rapha and Gath fell at the hands of David and his servants. So that chapter is finally getting us caught up with the other chapter. We had the kind of parallel chapter we read. I think it was in Chronicles. So much death, yeah, for sure. Lots of bad wrongdoings and betrayals and all this kind of stuff. But, yep. It's interesting that David had insight into the scenario. It doesn't say whether David had a dream or a vision when God revealed to him that the famine was results of Saul betraying the Gibeonites, or if he just kind of made that assumption. Because I mean, David was definitely a wise man. He had like amazing insights. It doesn't say whether they came from just his own wisdom or if he was, in prayer over it and just, well, got that from his prayers or from the priest, or who knows. But it's interesting that he had that insight, and in this case, he was correct. Maybe both, yeah. It often says stuff like that. The Bible doesn't like spell everything out in the stories. It just kind of tells the stories and gives the necessary information. But I always like try to think about it a little bit, and I don't necessarily try to figure it out, but it makes me curious about stuff sometimes. All right, now we got a bunch of Psalms to read. But yeah, like David had a priest of his own, and then there was the high priest as well, and I'm sure he asked for counsel a lot, because he had a personal priest. And also Nathan the prophet was alive during the time, so for all we know, Nathan could have come to David and said, this is why there's a famine. It just didn't give that information. But anyway, Psalms chapter 5. Give ear to my words, O Lord, consider my groaning. Attend to the sound of my cry, my King and my God. For to you I pray. In the morning, O Lord, you hear my voice. At daybreak I lay my plea before you and wait in expectation. For you are not a God who delights in wickedness. No evil can dwell with you. The boastful cannot stand in your presence. You hate all workers of iniquity. You destroy those who tell lies. The Lord abhors the man of bloodshed and deceit. But I will enter your house by the abundance of your loving devotion. In reverence I will bow down toward your holy temple. Lead me, O Lord, in your righteousness because of my enemies. Make straight your way before me. For not a word they speak can be trusted. Destruction lies within them. Their throats are open graves. Their tongues practice deceit. Declare them guilty, O God. Let them fall by their own devices. Drive them out for their many transgressions, for they have rebelled against you. But let all who take refuge in you rejoice. Let them ever shout for joy. May you shelter them, that those who love your name may rejoice in you. For surely you, O Lord, bless the righteous. You surround them with the shield of your favor. That psalm has a song to it, but I'm not really in the mood to try to sing it. The last few streams I was singing some of the songs that I know that come from Psalms. But yeah, verses 1 through 3 have an old song that I know that I like that song. It's good. But at any rate, let's just keep going. What song? It's called Give Ear to My Words. Or no, Give Ear to My Words. Oh yeah, I guess it's just called Give Ear to My Words, O Lord, or something. It has the same exact words as the first verse. The first half of the first verse, and it follows that. Basically says the same stuff that you see right there. But it's a good song. It's just old. Basically, all the songs that I like are old because when I was going to church and stuff in my younger years, that's kind of when I remember all the songs from. I'm still kind of aware of newer songs, but well, if you insist, but I have to do my my special scene if I do that, because I don't like to have my face on the screen. I could just show the words and not sing it, but let me see if I can find it. I'm not sure. I wonder if it's written by Keith Green. I don't know. Probably not. Give ear to my words. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. Actually, I don't even have a good way to put it on the screen, to be perfectly honest. I have to set up a special screen, special scene just when I'm doing the singing stuff because it's not something I do very often. But yeah. At any rate, it's basically those same words though. It's just a slight variation in yeah. Let me see how hard it would be to set that up. I don't remember all the things I have to do, but it's not that hard to do. Let me see. Just a second here. I have to get a tripod real quick. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me too much if you know it. If you, seems like you said you went to church or something when you were younger, and if you're kind of old like me, which I think you said you might be, then you certainly could have been around at that time. Anyway, the reason I don't like to show my face when I'm singing is because I generally only sing worship songs, and I just have a ideological problem with people looking at me while I'm singing a worship song. I think the attention should be on the Lord, not on me. I don't really like the idea of people on stage doing fancy stuff, all dancing and stuff either. I'm not really into that kind of thing. So let's see. I was gonna do something. Oh yeah, shoot! I I need my phone real quick, so I'm gonna show be right back screen while I tune my guitar, because my guitar tuning app is on my phone. So I'll be right back. We went grew up Lutheran church, went to chapel. Nice, very cool. I don't say how old I am. It's nothing personal or anything. I just decided, like when I started streaming a long time ago, that I wouldn't say, but I'm probably as old as you're thinking. I'm old. But okay, I'll be right back. You can still hear me, so you'll get to hear me tuning my guitar. I'm not good at singing. I don't know if you've watched my streams when I'm singing, but I'm not good at it. I just do it to give some context to some of the psalms if I can. Interesting. Not normal, but my tuning was sharp. Usually it's flat. I guess it's because it just suddenly got warm and it's really humid. I don't know much about the science of that stuff, but definitely something different in the ear. What's the name of the song? I think it's called Give Ear to My Words, O Lord. I'll have the words on the screen. Oh shoot, I need to get that foot pedal thing too. I guess I was forgetting. Never mind. I don't know if you're familiar with the USB 3 tries and you get it right. Well, for me, it's like 7 tries. Like, try it one way. Nope, it's the other way. Try it that way. Nope, it's the other way. It's just like ridiculous. Okay. Like USB cords, you have to like put them in the right orientation in the plug, and I never get it right the first time. It's very annoying. And it's always more than, it's at least 3 times, 3 tries. If you're like, try it, nope, switch it around, try it, nope, switch it around, try it. It's like, it takes me sometimes like 5 or 6 tries. I hate those things. Okay. Let's see, is Bluetooth on? I don't know if that's connected. Okay, it is connected. Okay, we're good. Oh, I actually didn't even need the foot pedal because it's all on one screen. It's never right the next time. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's redunculous. Okay. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. Takes a flashlight from a phone on 3% to make it happen. Nice, yeah. Yep. Alright, I guess I don't need that foot pedal. It's all in one. Alright, so prepare for bad singing, but here it goes. Actually, why isn't that showing? Should be showing. Oh, there it is. Oh, I need the chords though. That's the thing. I don't know the chords. Somewhere I have it. I have it somewhere. Let's see, I guess I'll just look it up on the internet. I have it in some file on my computer, but I don't know. Pretty sure it has chords that I know because I used to play it all the time. Oh no, it has a B minor. I hate B minors. No! Let's see if I can do it though. I bet I can find a different version of it though, because I don't like B minors. That one's even worse. Gotta find it. It might actually be in my PDF of songs that I have. Have I attended a ministry? I don't necessarily know what that means. Like, have I gone to a church? Is that what you mean? Or I'm not sure if that has a specific meaning that I'm not aware of. I went to church. I've gone to church most of my life. I haven't been going lately because I moved to a different area and just haven't really found a place where I fit in yet. But I've gone to church for a lot of years in the past. Oh boy, why can't I find this song? I know I have it somewhere. And I'm pretty sure I would have it without the B minor in it because I always avoid songs with B minor. I mean, I know how to play a B minor, I just get it wrong every time. It sounds bad. So that's why I usually try to avoid it. Let's see. Can't seem to find the old PDF that had all of my songs in it, unfortunately. This will take like 6 hours to find a version that has good chords that I like to play. Don't they know that regular people can't play all these insane, complicated chords? I don't understand why they choose these. I think it's just to impress people or something. I'll try playing a B minor. I can't do it very well, but give it a shot. Bible studies. I've attended Bible studies in the past. There's like 2 periods of life when I did that. When I was in college, I was part of a college group that met every Sunday night, and that was pretty awesome. And then later in life, I went to some churches that had like home groups. Like in addition to the Sunday service type thing, they had little small groups that met in houses throughout the week, and I went to some of those. It's been a long time since I've done that though. Like probably the last time was maybe, I don't know, maybe 8 years ago. I don't know. It's been a while. I can't remember. Let's see. Whoa. There's the B minor that I can never make it sound good. It says too many chords. It's changing. I wonder if I could just remember a version of it. I think it's a song that I used to sing a fair amount. It's probably somewhere in my memory banks, but... Okay, I think I can substitute the B minor with the D. It sounds normal to me, so... So that's too many chords. It's changing like every word. I think that could simplify it and get rid of half of these. Going to sing along poorly, but along. Oh, nice. Yeah, well, you're going to sing probably better than me because I can't sing that well, but we'll give it a shot. Oh, I just wish I had the same version of the song that I used to have because I know I had one that didn't have all these crazy amount of chords. Let me look through my folder one more time because I should have something somewhere. It's annoying to me because I know I played this all the time before. It's one of those that I should almost have memorized, but I don't. It's not in that one. So good. Go away. It has a PDF reader has an update. It's like, I don't care at all. Just go away, please. Never remind me. Yes, thank you. It's not in that one either. That's irritating. That is shocking to me that it's not in all of these. It was super famous during the period of time that all of these PDFs have songs from, but it doesn't have this one because I'm looking for it. That's why. Just the way it goes. Whenever I'm looking for something, can't find it. Every time. Can't believe it. I'm not going to be able to play this particular version of the song is the problem. It's way too complicated. It has massive amounts of chord changes when it's unnecessary. I think it won't even sound good if I play it this way because it's like every single word has a different chord. It's just going to be bounced around all over the place. It's a bad rendering of the song. Let me just do another search. Find a better one. Sorry, it always takes me forever to find songs because nobody has good versions on the internet. They're all for like people that are really good at guitar playing, which I'm not. Like I'm terrible. So yeah, I can never find songs that I can play. Super irritating. Seriously, it's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. Okay, I found a different one. Okay, I'll try that. We'll try it. We'll see how it goes. I always have to put my microphone in a weird place for this. Alright, we'll see. Give ear to my words, O Lord. Consider my meditation. Hearken unto the voice of my cry, my King and my God. For unto you will I pray, my voice shalt thou hear in the morning. Man, I can't play the guitar and sing. O Lord, in the morning shall I direct my prayer unto thee. Nope, can't do it. Thee and will look up. Those chords are off. Lord, in the morning shall I direct my prayers unto thee and will look up. All right, that's the best I can do. All right, well, thanks for forcing me to do that. Not that you did, but encouraged me, I guess is the right word. I'll have to practice that one a lot more before I can play it again. I used to be able to play that one because I like that song. It's actually one of my favorite songs from the old days, but it's a hard one for me right now. Hey, Leo, thanks for the lemon. Yeah, no problem. Not a problem. I need to practice that stuff more in order to do it properly, but it's all right. Man, it is really hot in here today. Probably can see my face sweating. All right, let's go on to Psalm chapter 38. Oh, and was that the song that you remembered by chance? Oh man, I got something in my throat. As always, every time. All right, Psalm 38. It was not, okay. Yeah, no surprise necessarily. Yeah, I've never been to a Lutheran church per se. I mean, I've visited one, but I've never attended one, so they probably have different songs than I'm familiar with. But most churches sing some of the same songs anyway. But all right, Psalm 38. O Lord, do not rebuke me in your anger, or discipline me in your wrath. For your arrows, oh wow, I guess that doesn't look that stupid. I didn't even notice, but my guitar is like right in front of my camera. Let me fix that. That's funny, I didn't even notice. My guitar stand is out of reach, so I just kind of leaned it up in a place. There we go. It's a lot of psalm songs, yeah, for sure. All right, let's start over on that one. O Lord, do not rebuke me in your anger, or discipline me in your wrath. For your arrows have pierced me deeply, and your hand has pressed down on me. There is no soundness in my body because of your anger. There is no rest in my bones because of my sin. For my iniquities have overwhelmed me. They are a burden too heavy to bear. My wounds are foul and festering because of my sinful folly. I am bent and brought low. All day long I go about mourning. For my loins are full of burning pain, and no soundness remains in my body. I am numb and badly crushed. I groan in anguish of heart. O Lord, my every desire is before you. My groaning is not hidden from you. My heart pounds, my strength fails, and even the light of my eyes has faded. My beloved and friends shun my disease, and my kinsmen stand at a distance. Those who seek my life lay snares. Those who wish me harm speak destruction, plotting deceit all day long. But like a deaf man, I do not hear, and like a mute man, I do not open my mouth. I am like a man who cannot hear, whose mouth offers no reply. I wait for you, O Lord. You will answer, O Lord my God. For I said, let them not gloat over me, those who taunt me when my foot slips. For I am ready to fall, and my pain is ever with me. Yes, I confess my iniquity. I am troubled by my sin. Many are my enemies without cause, and many hate me without reason. Those who repay my good with evil attack me for pursuing the good. Do not forsake me, O Lord. Be not far from me, O my God. Come quickly to help me, O Lord, my Savior. I'm sure there's probably some songs that came out of that one too, but nothing kind of stuck out to me. Let's go on to Psalm 41. Blessed is the one who cares for the poor. The Lord will deliver him in the day of trouble. The Lord will protect and preserve him. He will bless him in the land and refuse to surrender him to the will of his foes. The Lord will sustain him on his bed of illness and restore him from his bed of sickness. I said, O Lord, be gracious to me. Heal me, for I have sinned against you. My enemies say with malice, when will he die and be forgotten? My visitor speaks falsehood. He gathers slander in his heart. He goes out and spreads it abroad. All who hate me whisper against me. They imagine the worst for me. A vile disease has been poured into him. He will never get up from where he lies. Even my close friend whom I trusted, the one who shared my bread, has lifted up his heel against me. But you, O Lord, be gracious to me and raise me up, that I may repay them. By this I know that you delight in me, for my enemy does not triumph over me. In my integrity you uphold me and set me in your presence forever. Blessed be the Lord, the God of Israel, from everlasting to everlasting. Amen and amen. Psalm 42. Oh man, this is that song that I sing often. I already sang it on stream, but I might have to sing it again because it's one of my favorites. I think I can play it without even looking at the sheets because it's kind of an easy one. Let me get it ready for the stream real quick so I don't have to fumble with it for 5 hours. Oops. Okay. Let's read the psalm first, and then I'll sing the song if I'm able. Psalm 42. As the deer pants for streams of water, so my soul longs after you, O God. My soul thirsts for God, the living God. When shall I come and appear in God's presence? My tears have been my food both day and night, while men ask me all day long, where is your God? These things come to mind as I pour out my soul, how I walked with the multitude, leading the procession to the house of God with shouts of joy and praise. Why are you downcast, O my soul? Why the unease within me? Put your hope in God, for I will yet praise him for the salvation of his presence. O my God, my soul despairs within me. Therefore I remember you from the land of Jordan and the peaks of Hermon, even from Mount Mizar. Deep calls to deep in the roar of your waterfalls. All your breakers and waves have rolled over me. The Lord decrees his loving devotion by day, and at night his song is with me as a prayer to the God of my life. I say to God, my rock, why have you forgotten me? Why must I walk in sorrow because of the enemy's oppression? Like the crushing of my bones, my enemies taunt me, while they say to me all day long, where is your God? Why are you downcast, O my soul? Why the unease within me? Put your hope in God, for I will yet praise him, my Savior and my God. It's actually 2 songs that I know from that one, but I don't know if I can play the second one. Let me see if I can find it and see what chords it has. I haven't thought about that song in a while. Doesn't have chords in this app, unfortunately, so I have to look it up on the internet, which you all know how that goes. That never works. Yeah, I found one that I could maybe try. It'll be bad. You noticed that when I was sort of not doing well, I just started strumming like 1 chord per, I don't know, measure or something. Because I just can't figure out, like, what do you call them? Strumming patterns. If I haven't played a song like a bunch of times to kind of get a feel for it, I can't figure out what the rhythm is. It's like a thorn in my side, but sometimes it's not hard. But yeah, I kind of have to practice a song to be able to figure it out. Okay, so we'll try a couple songs, I guess, see if we can play them properly. Wasn't really planning on it, but now that I set up my scene to be able to do it, I may as well. It's not that hard to get it ready. Do I know, Lord, you have come? It does not sound familiar. I think so. Do not believe so. All right, so sing this song that I've played on stream before, but since we encountered the actual psalm where it is, I may as well sing it again. Actually forgot which song I was singing for a second there, and I started playing the chords to some other song. Who knows what? No, I'm forgetting the chords. Actually, probably need to cut my fingernails. That's why I can't play. I'll be right back. I gotta do that, otherwise there's no chance. Okay, so I think I remember that one. As the deer panteth for the water, so my soul longeth after thee. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship thee. Oh, shoot. You alone are my strength, my shield. To you alone may my spirit yield. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship thee. You're my friend and you are my brother, even though you are a king. I love you more than any other, so much more than anything. You alone are my strength, my shield. Oops. Wait, what? Shield. To you, you alone may my spirit yield. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship thee. Man, the order of these slides is terrible. I want you more than gold or silver, only you can satisfy. You alone are the real joy giver and the apple of my eye. You alone are my strength, my shield. To you alone may my spirit yield. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship thee. Whew, that's hurting my hand. I don't play guitar often enough, so my hands, my fingers, it's all sore and messed up. Okay, let's see. The other one, I have no idea if I'll be able to play it because it's not something I've played maybe ever, probably. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see, I need to be able to see the screen if I'm going to see the chords. All right. So this is another one from that same psalm. I don't know if I can play it or sing it, but we'll try. Why so downcast, O my soul? Put your hope in God. Put your hope in God. Put your hope in God. Oh, why so downcast, O my soul? Put your hope in God and bless the Lord, O my soul. Come on. There we go. Bless the Lord. He's the lifter of my countenance. Bless the Lord. He's the lifter of my head. Those chords don't make any sense. Bless the Lord. He's the lifter of my countenance. I will never be ashamed. Oh man, those chords are wrong. Let's just sing the basic melody, the chorus, because those chords are terrible. It's a really old song too. Why so downcast, O my soul? Put your hope in God. Put your hope in God. Put your hope in God. Oh, why so downcast, O my soul? Put your hope in God and bless the Lord, O my soul. All right, there we go. Whew. Why it's getting hotter and hotter in here. It should be cooling off. I have the window open. Crazy. Alrighty. Hopefully I won't recognize any more songs today because I think I'm all songed out at this point. Oh yeah, I think we're kind of done with the Psalms, so I don't think there's going to be any songs in 1 Corinthians. I think we're good. All right, 1 Corinthians chapter 2. Although we could write one. We could write a song from 1 Corinthians. When I came to you, brothers, I did not come with eloquence. All right, that's good enough. 1 Corinthians chapter 2. When I came to you, brothers, I did not come with eloquence or wisdom as I proclaimed to you the testimony about God. For I resolved to know nothing while I was with you except Jesus Christ and him crucified. I came to you in weakness and fear and with much trembling. My message and my preaching were not with persuasive words of wisdom, but with a demonstration of the Spirit's power, so that your faith would not rest on men's wisdom, but on God's power. Among the mature, however, we speak a message of wisdom, but not the wisdom of this age or of the rulers of this age, who are coming to nothing. No, we speak of the mysterious and hidden wisdom of God, which he destined for our glory before time began. None of the rulers of this age understood it, for if they had, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory. Rather, as it is written, no eye has seen, no ear has heard, no heart has imagined what God has prepared for those who love him. But God has revealed it to us by the Spirit. The Spirit searches all things, even the deep things of God. For who among men knows the thoughts of man except his own spirit within him? So too, no one knows the thoughts of God except the Spirit of God. We have not received the spirit of the world, but the Spirit who is from God, that we may understand that what God has freely given us. And this is what we speak, not in words taught us by human wisdom, but in the words taught by the Spirit, expressing spiritual truths in spiritual words. The natural man does not accept the things that come from the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness to him, and he cannot understand them because they are spiritually discerned. The spiritual man judges all things, but he himself is not subject to anyone's judgment. For who has known the mind of the Lord so as to instruct him? But we have the mind of Christ. All right, that's it for this reading. Sounds metal. I don't think I would be the one to write a metal song, that's for sure. My friend Kamehame Dukin is really into metal, and he actually does write metal music. Lately, he's been using AI tools to write, but he's also able to write music himself. He's written some songs. But yeah, I'm not so much into metal. I guess I'm pretty old-fashioned, and I don't know what kind of music I'm into. I don't actually listen to music like at all. I don't have like a favorite group or genre or anything like that. Pretty much all I listen to is video game music, like retro video game music. But I don't even listen to that like most of the time. About the only time I listen to music is when I'm streaming. But anyway, so yeah, I think I'm going to head out, probably get something to eat for dinner, and then I might do another Bible reading stream later because I haven't done it in the last couple days, so I want to make sure I don't just fall out of a good pattern there. So anyway, thanks for joining me, everybody. Oops, I forgot to put this down. Oop. And I will see you all next time. Thanks for joining me, Sparkles. Good to see you. Good night. Later, everybody.